The next benefit that we're going to talk about today is our Colonial Life's disability insurance coverage. And essentially, as the sheet shows, how can you best protect your income? The way I try to describe disability to our employer and employee partners is that you should have coverage that allows you to go back to work when your doctor says you're ready to go back to work, not when your bank account says you're ready to go back to work. Far too many times people go back to work too quickly. From an employer standpoint, this can have a negative impact because it actually increases worker comp claims. So I'll give you an example that we've dealt with where someone went back to work too soon. They thought that their broken foot was okay. They go to work. They mean no harm, but while they're lifting a box, they drop the box because their foot hurts. Well, when they drop the box, they hurt their foot even worse. And now it's a workers' compensation claim. And so we want to help minimize those as well. But in whole, what our disability coverage is going to do is it's going to cover, depending on the group that you're working with, on and off job disability or off job disability. This is available for anything covered due to an accident or a sickness. And so I'll go into some of those details with you. And it may vary slightly by state, but I think some great examples that we can turn to. First off, what can cause a disability? Many accidents or sicknesses can lead to short-term disability claims, pregnancy and childbirth, major accidents and sprains, back problems, side effects from medicine. These are all covered under disability through Colonial Life. What we want to make people understand is that there are lots of expenses that we don't necessarily think about when we can't work for an extended period of time. During our meetings, I love to ask a plan administrator, if one of your employees couldn't work for 6 months, how would they stay afloat? And that really makes plan administrators think, because most of them might say something like, well, they'll have enough saved up through what they've earned through me. Or they may say they can rely on a spouse or significant other, her family, her friends to take care of them. And unfortunately, that really just isn't the case. And anytime someone assumes that of a family, it's unrealistic. And as we've talked about with some of our other videos, most people don't have $1,000 in their savings account. We need to remember that. And especially a lot of the employees that we're talking to who may be part-timers, maybe low income, the ability to protect your paycheck is crucial. And so I always love to drive that point home that this is a no-cost option for the employer to offer to employees to keep them protected if they can't work, and frankly, get them back to working with them again sooner. Some of the features of disability include that the benefits payable directly to the policyholder. Disability benefits are available for both full and part-timers. In most cases, you can keep your coverage even if you change jobs. This is a completely portable benefit. And again, depending on the size of the group, we do have guarantee issue options available, meaning that no health questions are asked during the enrollment. So why would I get disability? Well, we have monthly expenses, things like rent and mortgage, transportation, utilities, food, childcare, especially for working parents who also have to make sure that they're protecting their kids. You know, disability is structured so that you shouldn't be spending any more than what you make in an hour worth of work over the course of a week. So if I make $15 an hour, I will never spend more than $15 a week on my disability coverage. That will cover me at least up to 60% of my income. Now, depending on the state that you're in, you may have what's called paid family medical leave. Now, paid family medical leave is not in every single state, and the way that that works varies by state. So be sure that when you're discussing disability coverage with your team, with your manager, with the plan administrator, that you have the conversations with underwriting prior so that you know what some of the limitations are based on each state. With that, that is the end of our disability discussion.